Hi, this is Aisha's Creed and welcome to today's show. Now, as I'm sitting there microwaving my lunch, I think to myself, how can you cook food? Cook, I use that word very, very loosely. Cook food with basically energy waves. So the energy waves is heating up and cooking the food. And I'm like, I never thought about it before. I just thought, you just push it in there, you beep the button and it cooks your food. So then I thought to myself, well, maybe people can let off the same sort of energy. Like, why not? Why can't people can let off the same energy? I came to that kind of realization. So maybe people, like gang stalking sort of thing, that you're around, maybe don't like you, you know, the two apples in the jars. You put an apple in a jar here and an apple in a jar there, and when you're angry, you look at the first apple. When you're not angry, you look at the second apple. When you're happy and stuff, you look at the second apple. The second apple, after a month, will be perfect. It'll look exactly the same. The first apple that you looked at with hatred will be rotten and decayed, right? The reason you put it in the jar is so bugs can't get into it and ruin your experiment, but that's kind of the two apple theory, right? So if someone, if they can cook food with energy waves, and we're all made up of energy waves, so we let off energy waves. Every time we feel something, we let off an energy wave. Well, then how do we not absorb energy from other people? Maybe we do. Maybe when someone around us is really angry, we absorb their anger. And maybe they absorb our happiness or whatever emotion we're feeling at that time to level stuff out. Like, just imagine if all the happy people in the world didn't give their happy energy away. We'd have a lot of depressed people as well. Sorry. Right? We have a lot of people that didn't have, so it's kind of like energy needs to be balanced. So we can't have like 50% of the world is like really happy and have a successful life. If you're successful, you got to pay taxes, because heaven forbid you're successful because you worked hard. You got to pay taxes to that bastard down the road who's not actually working or anything, right? I'm not talking about people that are, you know, have lost their job or something, you know, people working class that are in unfortunate circumstances. I'm talking about ravo rats that haven't worked for 6 generations. That's what I'm talking about. Right, so it's kind of like that, but energy-wise. So it's kind of like you're successful in your energy. You hold your anger. You contain yourself. You can, when you start feeling upset, you can go, you know, this is what you got to do. You got to breathe. You got to take care of yourself. But then you've got to give your energy to the guy next to you who has no self-control. He's angry. He yells. You know, if he feels something in himself, he lets it out. You know. I mean, I don't think penning up anger is a good thing, but just swearing at every person around you is not. So I noticed the other day that it's in the supermarket. This is where I'm going to. And there's this guy in front of me in the queue. And he's, you know, being a bit rude to the shop assistant and stuff. And I'm like, oh, that's just douchebaggish. Anyway, by the time he'd finished, you know, loading his groceries and everything, he wasn't angry anymore. But I bet you, I was really upset. I don't even know. I just started feeling really frustratable. And I got in the car and was like, oh, I'm just pissed off for no reason. And Mum's like, why are you being so angsty? And I'm like, yeah, leave me alone. You know, I had an attitude for no reason. Because I absorbed that guy's energy and he sucked the good energy out of me. And so he was feeling good, right? So it's transferable, just kind of like when you've got the microwave going and you're transferring the heat energy into the lasagna to cook it. Same sort of thing. They are transferring their pissed off douchebag energy into you, right? And that's how a lot of us get really, really pissed off. We're not upset people. A lot of, you know, the sort of people I guess watch my channel, which are very few and far between, are probably very intelligent, intellectual people that aren't just going around yelling at people, but the people that are without self-control. We end up giving our energy to them. So I've come to the conclusion, especially I think you might have watched my last video, where I'm talking about family and friends and being stalked by them. Like, I have just decided that I'm not going to visit my family anymore. I'm just doing a no contact. I haven't seen my grandpa in a week. I usually go there every second day, so it's pretty long. I haven't gone for dinner with my uncle in ages. Again, maybe like a week. And I'm just like, they're like, oh, do you want to come hang out? It's like, no. Because every time I go there, I get sick. I'm not kidding. I go to my grandfather's house and I'm like bouncing. I've worked the whole morning and I'm working in my garden the whole morning. I love working in my garden. It gives me so much energy. And I'm so excited. I go shopping for him, and me and Mum, we do some basic grocery shopping for him. Bring it out there. I get there. I make a cup of tea. I'm just like, I am so tired. I don't day sleep. I do not catnap. Hardly ever do I catnap. If I'm doing really intense bloke work, I might have a day nap, but never do I just, pardon me, no reason, just nap. I don't. But every single time I go to his house, I sleep. And I'm talking like 4 hours for no reason to sleep. And he's like, yo, you're always sleeping when you come out here, huh? It's like, yeah, because you're sucking the energy out of me. I know you are. My mum has kind of got some sort of barrier up where he just can't get to her anymore. Energy-wise, like he can't harvest her. But he does harvest me every single time I go out there. Why do I sleep every time I go out there? Because he's literally just got a little sippy straw into my energy. Just, yeah, that's good, you know. And so I'm just like, well, you know what? I don't want to get literally the life sucked out of me. Every time I make a video, the chicken goes off, right? So I don't want to get the life sucked out of me. I sleep. I have nightmares while I'm sleeping there, which is weird, you know, in itself. Yeah, so I'll just go for like literally a 4-hour nap and then wake up and we leave. And just the whole, like, probably another 24 hours, I'll just be like kind of drowsy. Coffee, nothing really wakes you up, right? And then if I go to my uncle's place, his missus, oh, she's so rude. So rude. So, I mean, she had like a really important medical thing, you know, the big C. And they cut it out and she's fine, you know. Anyway, we're going there and Mum literally is just about to have a massive operation on her lungs. And like a biopsy or something, and she just talked about herself the whole time, like just couldn't shut up about herself. It's like, yeah, like 3 months ago that happened, and I'm going in for a biopsy like in an hour. So I'm not discarding her experiences, but just shut up and listen to the person next to you. I used to do that when I was young. I just could not listen to anyone. And now I sat next to someone once and they just wouldn't shut up about themselves, and I'm like, I am never going to be that person again. So I started listening to people. It's a very important trait to have, right? I am an acre away from my microwave and I can hear it beeping. Okay, it's like a 300-year-old microwave. Right, so, yeah, before the microwave gang stalked me, what was I saying? So he's nice, right? But again, every time I go there, I mean, I'll just go there and just like have a cold time I'm leaving, you know? I'll just be sick. How does that work? We'll go there for dinner, like 2 or 3 hours, and then by the time we get in the car, we'll be like 100 meters down the road, but I feel sick. I can't find a good background. It's all our red drum. There's no bodies in there. Yes. This is my kitchen. Well, this is my outdoor area. This is my kitchen here, right? It's messy because I just did all the washing up, so everything's all stacked. And then a bit further down, there's my washing machine. And I have to cook the rice on there because I don't have enough room to do it anywhere else. But yeah, it's pretty beautiful. Like, this is where I do my cooking. This is what I'm feeling, like, really outdoors. But until I just turned 17, and until I was 15, I didn't have a roof. So if it's raining, we went hungry, I'm telling you. just going to over microwave my food. So, energy is really important. I mean, I went around this to pick up these hurdles the other day. I bought some hurdles. Hang on. I'll go back to that in a second. So, fun story. Call up Grandpa. Now, Grandpa was a farmer. What are the most important things for a farmer? A sheep farmer. Hurdles. He had like 6 pairs of freaking hurdles. We said to him, hey, can we use one of the pairs of your hurdles? He said, I don't have any hurdles. I'm like, you got 3 pairs in your backyard. He's like, no, I don't. Forget it. You just pathologically lied to my face. And it's not because you're senile. It's not because you're incompetent, mentally incompetent. It's just... Okay. So, we went and bought a pair of hurdles because Pop felt like being a douchebag and be like, no, you can't borrow my hurdles. We'll go and buy a pair there then. And they were better than the ones he had anyway. His probably weighed 500 kilos and these are like, 5 or 10 kilos each panel and you can take them apart. So we bought the hurdles and we met this guy. Really cool. He had these mestizo children. Mestizo in Filipino means mixed culture. So, like a person of mixed culture. So his wife was Filipino and he's Aussie, so his kids were mestizo. And so they're gorgeous, beautiful olive skin, black hair, blue eyes. You're just like, oh, you are so pretty. I'm a mestizo. I did not get the olive skin. I dye my hair blonde because my mum is like literally golden blonde and I've almost got black hair and it looks really weird when we're next to each other with different coloured hair. People think, do you like, yeah, that everyone thinks I was adopted. So I dyed the hair, which makes my skin look a lot lighter as well. Anyway, so we met these people and the kids were lovely. He was awesome. He's just like, and I'd only just met him obviously. And so he's like, oh yeah, just, come in here and I've got this gym in here. You like gymming? Just have a bit of a punch and I'm a personal trainer. Let me just give you a couple of tips. And it's like, hey dude, I just met you. This is so cool. This is awesome. Anyway, and then he just starts like talking about everything that I am aware of. And he's just like, oh yeah, I was walking down from the shop the other day and this guy started psyoping me. I'm like, you said psyop, we're on the same level. And so we just had this amazing talk about energy. And he said that the only word that they have an exact translation for the exact same word in every single language is energy. Chi is energy in Chinese. Prana is energy in Indian. That's all I know. Energy, obviously. Right. And so it has an exact translation in every single word. Where if you go like Filipino, so po is a word of respect. It's kind of like saying miss or missus, but there is no actual exact translation to it. So you say like, I say to my mum, I'd call her mama po, because it's like adding a symbol of respect at the end. But there's no translation in English, see? Like, there's no translation. There should be, because kids in this country need a lot more respect for their family. Just respect in general. So, I'm sorry I'm ranting. So, when you meet someone with amazing energy, you're just like, yes, this is amazing, this is perfect. So, if I hung out with him for a couple of days, I think I would be like on another higher level. And so I just realized at that moment, like, why am I spending time with like my family and stuff? Not that I don't respect family, but that my family are very disrespectful of me. And so at that time I decided to not spend any more time with them because I didn't want to get bloody energy harvested anymore. And I wanted to meet nice people and swap energy with a nice person that isn't just going to harvest my energy and give me shitty energy, their shitty energy back. I don't want that. So, yeah. And I've noticed since I've stopped spending time with them, I've been a lot more agreeable with my mum, and we've both been just getting along great because we don't have any interference in our lives. So, that's today's little lesson. You want to have nice people in your life. I mean, if someone doesn't agree with you, it doesn't mean you can't be friends with them. But if you have a core value like, I believe in Jesus Christ, and you're an atheist, and all you talk about is atheist stuff, well, what's the point in us being friends? Because I'm just going to be pissed off every second that you're talking about stuff that I don't believe in. and that you won't listen to a word that I've got to say. There's no point. It's kind of like that, you know. Not to mention, every 5 seconds, my family blasphemizers, like, they will just say, they stub their tongue, JC, you know what I'm saying, him, Jesus Christ. They'll just say that, like, just stub their tongue, just swear his name. It's like, oh, but if I say, like, shit, they'll be like, oh, I'm so offended. I'll be like, be offended, bitch, be offended. Because, and they're like, oh yeah, you're Christian, you shouldn't swear. It's like, no, that's cursing. He wasn't, when he said, thou shalt not curse, he's not saying shit. That's not cursing. It's, well, in most languages people think of it as a descriptive word, but they're talking about witchcraft and blasphemy, okay? They're not talking about rude words, they're talking about witchcraft and blasphemy. And I practice neither, so I can say shit all day long, yeah? Okay, this is Aisha's Creed, and I hope that today we have had a good chat. And please leave a comment, like, share, and subscribe. And I think I'm out. Mwah.